Either way. The following program is produced entirely by the television production students of Southeast High School, in partnership with Kaiser University, and by the medical experts at Intercoastal Cardiology of Sarasota, and by the financial advisors at Mott & Associates in Bradenton.
Live from Southeast High School in Bradenton, Florida, SETV, Southeast High School Sports, presents Lady Seminole Volleyball. Tonight, the Lady Noles are playing host to district rival St. Pete Spartans. The Seminoles are sitting with one win and no losses in the district, while the Lady Spartans have no wins against their one loss. I'm Don McGee, and I'll be bringing you play-by-play of tonight's action. And joining with me is my partner, Marcy Barges, who will be explaining all that action to you. So, Marcy, what do you think about this game? Do you have any ideas? Have you talked to anybody yet?
Well, usually these teams are pretty evenly matched when they play each other. They both come from the same sort of backgrounds where a lot of the girls only play volleyball in high school. They don't play club volleyball. So usually the skill level is about similar for both schools.
Do you remember last year's game? I can't remember. I think we won last year here against Lakewood.
I think we did.
Yeah.
I think we did, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Seminoles have a good chance of winning again tonight. I think they have some girls back that can contribute and
I talked to some of the Lakewood girls. Beautiful, wonderful girls, by the way. It was so nice to talk to. But one thing I found out on the varsity was they only have 7 players tonight. They're missing a couple people. And the other fact that was very striking was that they're all seniors, every one of them.
Well, that's an advantage. It's depending on how many years they've played. Actually, seniors usually have more poise on the court. I'm watching them warm up. I haven't seen them play before, but they actually have some height on their team. It looks like they'll be the taller team tonight. There's some taller girls on their team, and they have some girls that look like they know what they're doing out there. So, put that together with a bunch of seniors who are comfortable on the court, you never know what's going to happen.
You certainly don't. And Lakewood traditionally has been a very good team. I know they've had a couple Division I players, a couple players go to Division I schools from Lakewood. The coach over here has been for Lakewood, has been coaching about 7 years. She coaches both the JVs and the varsity teams, and it must be hard pressed to do that. I don't know if I'd like to do that, but she's been doing a really good job, I guess, for them. They're right this year. Lakewood is 2-2. Again, they're 0-1 in the district, but they're 2-2. And as I think of it, now that I realize this, they played Gibbs, and Gibbs is in our district. We're in Class 6A this year, as opposed to 5A, and we're in District 11. So that must be wrong, because I know they have at least one victory over Gibbs.
Okay.
How about Southeast?
Well, Southeast is coached by Denise Schultz. This is her second year coaching here at Southeast. And Denise is a former player. She comes from Brazil. And in Brazil, she played volleyball. She was a setter on their national team. Before that, I talked to her. They're set up a little bit differently. They don't really have high school teams in Brazil. She was on more of what she called more of a club team in Brazil. And that team was very successful. They were state champions. And then from that team, they sort of picked an all-star team. And she was on that, and then eventually made it to the national team. So she has a lot of playing experience, but has only been coaching since 2013. She started coaching club in this area, And then, like I said, 2 years ago, this is her second year here at Southeast.
If you don't mind, do you know why she came from Brazil to Bradenton, Florida?
Well, she came because she has 2 daughters who play tennis, and they wanted to train here at IMG Academy, and that was their reason to play or to come to Florida, was to give her girls a chance to excel in tennis.
Well, thank goodness for IMG then.
Right.
And who else is coaching on the Southeast team?
Southeast has several assistant coaches. Todd Dobrel is assistant coach, and he has coached at Manatee Area Volleyball Club also. Desiree McDonald is an assistant coach here, a former Manatee High School player. She's coaching club with Manatee Area Volleyball, and this is her first year as assistant coach here, helping out at Southeast. And we also have Buddy Jones, assistant coach, his first year here, helping out at Southeast.
Buddy has one of his daughters is on the team, isn't she?
Right, yes, Ambrielle, who is a junior libero for Southeast, and I believe that's a new position for her. I don't think she was the libero last year. She might have been a defensive specialist, but now being the libero, she can be on the court almost the whole time. So.
Well, while we're doing that, maybe we should go over the lineups and explain to all our listeners and viewers about just who's who on each team. And I'll start with Lakewood. I know number 1 is Julie Tavares. She's a setter. She's also a captain on the team. And number 3 is Elena Griffith, who's an outside hitter. Number 4 is Nisha Nolter. She's a middle hitter. Number 5 is Alexis Job, who's also a middle hitter, and the other captain on the team. Number 7 is Sabrina Severino, an outside hitter. Number 10 is Sienna Rogers, an outside hitter. She knew I'd mess up her name. And number 11 is Isabel Guillen, and she's a setter. They are doing... they're all seniors, which is just, like I said, it's just amazing to me. The JVs are going to have to step up next year for them, I guess. But that's the lineup for them. Before you go into the Southeast, I was going to also mention that our up referee tonight is Len Lomas, and our down referee is Bill Rash. Both of them have been referees for quite a long time. I know they also have coaching experience, but they always do a very good job with the refereeing. So how about Southeast? What do we have for them?
Well, we're watching Southeast warm up here. Maybe you can pick out some of these numbers, so the audience can pick out some of these numbers. But we have number 2, Ambrielle Jones, one of our captains. She's a junior libero. Number 3, Tiffany Lamb, a defensive specialist, and she's a sophomore. We have number 5, Maxine Maldonado, she's a setter, and she's a junior. Number 6, Tyra Perkins, who's a middle hitter, and she's a junior. Number 7, Deju Johnson, she plays opposite out the right side hitter, and she's a junior. And number 8, Molly Person, another one of our captains, a senior, and she's a setter. Brooke Washington, number 9, plays opposite right side, and she's a sophomore. Number 11, Marlene Valcine, is another one of the captains, an outside hitter. She's a senior. Number 13, Deanna Dyer, an outside hitter, a senior. And number 14, Danielle Marler, a middle hitter, and she is a freshman, the only freshman on the varsity team.
Well, that's good that they got a freshman anyways. I was talking to the 3 captains for Southeast, but I really was keying in on the 2 seniors because I believe they're the only 2 seniors on Southeast.
There's one more senior.
Okay.
Deanna
Dyer. Yeah, Deanna Dyer, sure.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to talk to Diana. I was talking to Molly, and Molly, I was asking her what she was going to do next year. very interesting. She was looking at, today, she had an interview at Florida Southern over in Lakeland area, and I guess that went very well. She's also looking at some schools in Ohio. But I asked her what her major was, and she said, well, I'm looking at therapy or anthropology.
Oh.
And I said, well, they don't quite go together, but I guess you could be an anthropological therapist.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, that's possible.
Well, I'll have to have her talk to my daughter, Tessa. My daughter, Tessa, graduated with a dual degree in chemistry and anthropology.
From Florida Southern?
From Florida State.
Florida State, okay.
From Florida State. So
yeah,
I'll have to put her in touch with Tessa, and so Tessa can give her some, a former Southeast volleyball player can give her some tips.
I also talked to Marlene Bassin, who's the other senior captain, and she was telling me that she's not sure exactly where she's going to go, but she's very decided on what she wants to do. She's looking at becoming an RN, and I'm sure she'd make an excellent RN because she's such a sweet girl.
Yeah.
So
I think both Molly and Marlene are 4-year varsity players for Southeast.
I'm almost positive of that also.
Yeah, I think they both played on the varsity their freshman year. So they're two people that the coach Schultz, I'm sure, will be looking for to lead the team tonight. And they do. They're good players and good role models for the other girls.
I know Marlene also plays basketball and does a very good job of that. Okay, so that kind of covers all the players. I just kind of want to know what the importance of the home gym is. Is it? Now, the reason why I'm asking you, Marcy, is that I know you played volleyball for long. You played in college. You played at Penn State, which was, as far as I'm sure, Penn State is like the New York Yankees of the 60s as far as volleyball goes. And I know you were Big Ten, Atlantic Big Ten Athlete of the Year. So you must have some knowledge about this game. I just assumed that.
Yes, I think I've been around it for a long time.
She says, I've been up on the block a couple times, huh?
Yeah, I think that for the home gym, well, a lot of when you're receiving the ball's coming from the other side of the net, especially from a long distance. There's a lot of depth perception components to that. So I think when you're in your own gym and you're used to the background behind the other team and people are serving you, I think there's definitely an advantage to being in your own gym. Of course, there's always the crowd, your home crowd, and is gets you hyped up. We actually have a bigger crowd than normal here, so maybe that could be a factor tonight. And and you're not traveling. These kids are going to school all day and studying, and then they're riding the bus, and then they're probably studying on the bus on the way home. So, any team that travels, that puts a toll on you. Any student athlete, it takes a lot for these kids to be student athletes, and I don't think people realize how much time they spend in the bus and practicing, and it's a huge time commitment. There's a lot.
Yeah, and then they're coming from Pinellas County all the way down here,
right.
And they got to be here by the JV game started at 6 or so. So you're talking about they got to be on the bus for an hour before that at least or longer, coming across the Skyway.
Right. And then another thing with volleyball in the home gym is, and it's not so much a factor in these newer gyms, but there's always obstacles that in the ceiling that you can play off of. There's things that you don't know about other gyms that you play in. Yeah. So, if the ball hits the ceiling and it comes down on your side of the net, you can still play it in most gyms. Some gyms have lower ceilings than others, so sometimes you play someplace where they have a low ceiling. Their team is used to practicing and the ball hitting the ceiling and coming back at them, but you're not. So I don't think that's going to be a factor in this gym. This is a newer gym, it has a higher ceiling.
I was going to ask you also, I think in high school you can play off the ceiling, but how about in college?
Yep. I mean, usually you're playing someplace in an arena where it's so high you're not hitting the ceiling, but yeah, I think there may be a limit to it. I don't know. No, but most times I think there's a...
Yeah.
Well, they're announcing the players. I'm not sure if
Well, I don't know if we're going to have the national anthem. That's the only time you're going to hear us go quiet here. We talk a lot, but I do want to help our viewers learn as much as they can about volleyball. But if they're going to do the national anthem, that's when we will be quiet. But since they're not doing it right now, we can talk about some upcoming events, and I do want to talk about that because we're televising this game tonight, but we're also going to be televising on the 4th of October the Volley for the Cure, which is just one of the most spectacular games of the year in volleyball, certainly. They will be playing Palmetto on the 4th of October here at Southeast, and both Marcy and I will be here to run the game for you, tell you exactly what's going to happen. Usually on the 4th they have a band, everybody has the same shirt, everybody buys a Volley for the Cure pink shirt. What else
right.
do they talk about?
They have some survivors that come and usually have a few people speak. And the refs are even wearing pink. They usually use a pink ball, so it's both teams are wearing pink jerseys. It's a fun night for everybody, and it's a good cause. So,
and it's very loud and very crowded. I know they usually fill the stands.
They do, and it's good to see everybody coming out for a good cause. And we don't usually have the band at volleyball games, so when they come, it really peps the gym up.
So if you're watching this game tonight, you definitely should be watching it October 4th. And again, it'll be at the same time, 7 to 7:15 or so when we come on, and it'll be really a fun game to watch.
Okay, again, it looks like the teams are taking the court now, and so we have starting lineups for each team. And for Southeast, they have number 8, Molly Person, and Molly's one of the setters on the team. I have number 11, Marlene Valcine, is one of the outside hitters. And coming in as libero in the back row is Ambrielle Jones. Across the front row, we have number 13, Deanna Dyer, and she is up playing in an outside hitter position. Number 6, Tyra Perkins, she's in the middle. And let's see, number 9, Brooke Washington, who is opposite. I think Brooke also sets when she's in the front row.
Looks like Marlene hit it a little long on that one, but she had a good shot at it. It was a good swing. So right. St. Pete's going to start off the scoring. Taking in serving for St. Pete is Julie Tavares, the setter.
That was a nice play.
That was Marlene.
Marlene Valcine with the kill.
She put that away pretty good.
It all started with a nice serve receive, a nice pass to the setter by number 9, Brooke Washington, and that's a big part of the game is getting the ball to where you want it to, so that you can have an easy set to your best hitters.
Marlene serves. Ooh.
Dig by Marlene Valcine. Little miscommunication there with the Lakewood team. They had a dig, but
that seems to happen a lot with a lot of teams. They just don't communicate on that front line.
Right, and that's a big part of the game of volleyball is that communication aspect of it, because it's not like basketball where one person could take the ball the whole length of the court. Here right. You have to depend on your other teammates. So.
Pass, set, and kill. That's what we're looking for. St. Pete goes up ties it up 2-2. Back serving, number 4 is Nisha Noltner. And a little long on that hit.
Yeah.
That's Brooke Washington, number 9.
A nice aggressive swing by Brooke. She just needs to keep the ball in front of her. It got behind her, and then it's hard to bring that ball back down into the court when you're hitting it from behind your head.
Brooke's just a sophomore. Got a little ways to go. Nice big pass. Little timing issue there. Went up just a touch early on that one, huh?
Tried to tip the ball. Or dink. There's what we used to call it. I don't know that it's called a dink so much anymore.
I think they still call it a dink. I think they do, yes.
Sometimes I feel like I pull out these old volleyball terms. I've been around for so long.
Nisha Notner is back to serve. Nice
Okay.
pass again. And goes down as a kill.
That was number 6, Tara Perkins, in the middle with a kill.
She's getting better and better. She's a junior this year, I think, right?
She's a junior, just a good natural athlete. I know she plays several sports. And
Oh, yes, she does.
you don't see that very often. I think there's several girls on the Southeast team that play more than one sport, and you don't see that a lot in high school anymore. Got some good athletes out there.
Back serving for St. Pete is Isabel Guillen.
Nice pass.
Nice pass, a nice set. That was really good by number 14, Danielle Marler.
That's, and she's a freshman, so that's good in that sense to go up there and tip it off the hands of the other team down the front of her. Nice aggressive move up there.
And
and a block by Danielle. Nice block.
single block by Danielle right in there. And we're back. Free ball. Nice pass. Good dig over there.
A nice long volley going on here. Look,
This is what we want to see.
yeah. Lakewood is mostly giving us some Southeast some free balls, and we're hitting it back at them, but they're digging it up every time. And here they get a chance now. They get another free ball.
Good set.
Another dig. This is quite a volley here. Okay, another free ball. This is what you want. Usually when
It's like they're doing it on. There we go.
looks like a double
We
hit.
had a double hit.
Double
Yeah.
hit called on Lakewood. So on that second contact, if it hits you twice, it's called a double hit. You can have a double hit on the first contact now. On the second hit has to be clean.
And an ace. By number 13, Deanna Dyer.
Some nice top spin serve.
Good dig. On both sides.
Nice play.
That freshman had made a great kill on that one, huh?
She did. She had a nice angle around the block. One thing that you have to learn as a middle hitter is usually the blocker's straight on you. A lot of girls, it takes a while for them to learn you need to hit angles around the middle. And that was a nice angled shot around the middle blocker.
Got a free ball. Big high.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a real high set, but it was good.
Yeah. A little mistime there.
She looked like she wanted to really hurt that ball.
She did. You see a jump serve here from number 10.
That's Sienna Rogers. Oh, and a kill. Back to serve is number 9, Brooke Washington. Brooke Washington still only a sophomore. And just misses just a little low in the net.
Brooke also tried a jump serve there. For people who aren't familiar with that, it's exactly what it sounds like, is you're jumping when you're serving. There's different types of jump serve. Some people will do a jump float, which is a softer serve that has some wiggle on the ball. Some people will do a jump. Whoa! That was yow.
They got the pro.
I think Marlene likes her set tight to the net.
That was a pro league set.
Yeah, that was very nice. Yeah,
It was
nice.
a pro league kill. And little long.
So we're seeing several misserved here by Southeast. I think I don't know how many they actually think. I'm thinking that we've missed at least 3 serves, so 3 of their points are from our missed serves.
And that was in, or at least touched, if not. So that's going to tie it up, 9-9.
Yeah.
Got a few mistakes on each team, but there seems to be some good play going on also.
There is. That's a
great
tough,
serve.
low, flat serve over the net.
Serve.
Those are hard to receive.
That was Ilana Griffith.
Let's put some power behind that. Now there's
again.
That one's a little bit had some spin on it.
Yep. Had more than some spin on it. We could see that ball spinning from all over. And you got a net violation?
Net violation on Lakewood.
Yep.
So it's Southeast ball. I like the aggressiveness I'm seeing out of the middles from Southeast. Both of them are going up after balls, and they're doing a nice job.
Well, I've been hoping to see that for a couple years now, and I think it's great that they're doing it. Back to serve, Molly. Molly Person. And out.
That was out. Ambrielle Jones was right on that line. That's what you like to see out of your back row players, not to just stand in the middle of the court and call it out. Go right up to that line and make sure the ball's out.
Yeah, know exactly where you go, where it's going. And another good serve.
That would be an ace right there. Molly served that ball right down the line. She's getting some signal from her coach as to where to serve.
There's a lot of strategy to volleyball that a lot of people don't realize that. And she's putting it pretty much the same spot. Looked pretty safe serve, though. Oh, and a miss hit.
Yeah, a lot of times coaches will serve at a player who might be having a little bit of problem passing or someplace where there's no one. You try to serve maybe a really short ball in an area where there's nobody standing. So a coach will call out a different position on the court, and the girls will serve to that position.
Got it over. And the set. And a block.
And
a dink. Marley.
Very nice. Looked like she saw that open spot on the court there and put it right where nobody was. That's the name of the game.
What was really good is that was it was a block, but it was a good try for a kill. And then to get it back and just a little dink. And I mean, both of them played that perfectly.
No panic there. You don't have to panic. The ball's coming back to you. Just do something else with it.
Absolutely. Another safe serve in the middle.
Very nice hands on that as a block. Again, Marlene shows her ups there. Marlene shows her ups there. She gets up and puts that ball down. It's sort of like she's up there looking around, like, where can I put this ball?
She was looking like she was going to kill that one again, just like she did before.
Ooh.
Oh, just a net ball. Nothing much you can do about that when it hits that net and then goes in a different direction. Brings the score 14-12. Seminoles leading, but a pretty tight game. Back to serve again is number 1, Julie Tavares.
A good pass.
Nice. That's number 13, Deanna Dyer. That was a nice angled kill, right?
Very nice. Very nice. Waited for that ball.
Back to serve for Southeast is Marlene Valsin.
I believe Marlene has like a bit of a top spin serve. Top spin, as it comes over the net, will drop. Sometimes can be hard to pass because it drops right in front of you before you, and you're not expecting it. Usually has a lot of power on those serves, so you have to be able to absorb some of that power when you pass the ball. Oh, nice defensive effort by Lakewood.
That was a very, very good effort.
Yes.
Brings the score 16-12. Knowles leading. Back to serve again is Marlene. Nice serve again, right to the back line. A lot of spin on it. Good dig, good pass. And a little far, a little too much on that. If Brooke was about 3 inches taller, she'd be just unbelievable
strong
right
girl.
now. She's
very
doing a
strong.
great job.
It's nice to see some of these younger players like Brooke and Danielle, the middle. You know, a lot of potential here.
Looks like
Whoa.
that must have been a block, right? Nope.
Got to adjust your feet just a little bit more and get your body behind the ball when you do that down ball.
So when you're standing straight up, it's very difficult to do that
Right.
if you're just
Right,
sitting
you-
with both feet, right?
Right, you want to get, she's sort of reaching to her side. She's got to get her body positioned a little more behind the ball.
Nice dig by Ambrielle. And a very good hit right to the back line. This is a good point also. Oh, almost.
A nice block by number 5 from Lakewood.
Oh, that's
Alexis
Job. Alexis
That
Job
was very
has
nice.
been doing a very good job tonight. Ooh.
Oh, that nice pass there. Molly tried a little dump, setter's dump, but they were ready for that. Setting Marlene from the back row. Lakewood just keeps putting it back out, Southeast. Now going to Ambrielle out of the back row.
You get past that 10-foot line, and that's all she could do with it. So that was a great play by Molly because she couldn't. There was nobody to set to.
Right.
So
Caught them off guard.
yep, and caught him off guard.
Both teams are doing a nice job keeping the ball in play. You know,
This
keeping the
is
ball off the floor. They're
great action. Great action.
nice to see these long volleys.
Okay, there's the set.
Oh,
Oh no,
that was just out, I believe.
that was out. Yep.
It was out to the side.
18 to 15. Seminole still leading. Now she's going to come over. They're going to question that line call because she wanted to make sure that was out. She raised the out flag a little early, so she knew
Trying to
it was
get
going
out of
to
the
be.
way a little bit.
She knew it was going to be out.
I do think it was out though.
Yeah, I do too. And we
Lakewood's calling a timeout.
got a timeout from Lakewood Ram. Excuse me, Freudian slip. St. Pete Lakewood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a nice competitive game.
This is
Coach is probably just trying to settle her team down a little bit. And they're only 3 points behind. She can come back out of a timeout, get a side out here, and you're only 2. You know, I'll be down by 2. So this game could turn around quickly. That's one thing you know about volleyball. I know because your daughters played and my daughters have played, and as a player and a coach, you know that momentum can swing in a volleyball game very easily.
Okay, they're back on the court. What is there, 60 seconds with timeouts?
Yes.
Is that what it is?
1 minute timeout. Yes.
And back to serve is Tyra Perkins. Oh. That was the one place they put it they couldn't get.
Right.
And everybody else was covered.
That's one spot on the court, and when you have a the middle hitter is backing up off the court there and wants to prepare to hit, so she's usually not responsible to pass that ball. Somebody from the back row will come up and pass it so that the middle hitter can just concentrate on hitting, like there.
Like that middle
Like
hitter
that one
just
right
did.
there. And then she comes back with, she had been hitting strong angle to the right. She came back on that one and turned it to the left and hit the left angle, which is, I'm really impressed with number 14. I like her, Danielle.
And only a freshman.
Yeah. And I was a middle, so I always like have a soft spot for those middles.
Now, on that one, that was a block.
Right.
Couldn't she have
She
gotten
could
to
play
it?
that, and
Right.
that's more of an inexperienced thing because when you block right around, you turn around and you're looking for the ball, and so that's just an experience thing. Look and find it, and yeah, she could play that ball. The first hit doesn't really count as a hit. That's 4 hits. Yeah, that was 4.
They didn't call it.
Yeah.
Nope, a little short.
Yeah. I'm not sure he saw the tip off the first girl.
Molly's over asking about that right now. (19-18) tightens it up. 1-point game, and
that ball was in. Right on the line. That's a nice serve.
19-19.
Those balls that are served right on that back line.
This is Isabel Guillen serving. Nice try.
Ooh.
Nice. Way to save that. No, not enough. Miss Maldonado went way over there to try to get that and did a great job of getting it. Unfortunately, what happened now is that the score is 20-19.
That's what we're talking about, that momentum switch. A lot of times the coach calls a timeout. Can really change some things around.
Well, it certainly did on that one. So Southeast called the timeout this time.
Right. So let's see what they can do with this.
I just want to talk about a little bit about we're proud to announce that Kaiser University of Sarasota is once again a business partner of SETV. This is the 12th year that Kaiser has supported the television production program of Southeast High School. At Kaiser University of Sarasota campus, you can get the training you need to pursue a new career in the field of business. And I'll continue right after this. Molly passes, sets it up, comes back for a kill, and it gets dug up. And Brielle gets it. Ooh. Great kill.
Nice
again by Danielle Marler. Went right through the block.
Yes. Off the block, and
that point was sorely needed by Southeast. A good 2. Got to get a free ball. Not much you can do with that. 2.
Another free ball to Southeast. Let's see.
Let's see if we can get something on a set.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Kill. And kill by Marlene.
Nice kill.
Nice play. Number 5, Maxine Maldonado.
Maldonado.
Yep. Doing a nice job getting to those every ball and setting it.
She's the setter of the future, I think. Right after Molly leaves, this is her last year. I think that if she continues to play, she'll be the setter. Back to serve again is number 9, Brooke Washington for Southeast. Southeast is up by 1 point. This is a pretty important point right here, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, I mean, at this juncture of the game, when that 1 or 2 points, you got to win by 2. But I mean, when you go up by 2 in the 20s, it puts a lot of pressure on the other team.
Yes.
Well, anyways, I was telling you.
Pressure on the server, too.
And pressure on the server. As I was telling you about Kaiser University Sarasota campus, you get the training you need to pursue a new career in the field of business, criminal justice, education, healthcare, information technology, law, and much more. They offer associate, bachelor's, and graduate degree programs. The Sarasota campus also offers a culinary arts and a baking and pastry program. You can find out more about what Kaiser has to offer simply by going to their website at kaiseruniversity.edu. Kaiser University in Sarasota. Well, we're having a little discussion. What do you think the down referee is talking to back over there?
Looks like the score sheet might have had a little bit of confusion. Sometimes, if you've ever tried to keep score for volleyball, the game gets moving pretty fast sometimes, and you're trying to put in substitutions and make sure you're marking everything correctly. And it looks like maybe St. Pete Lakewood is out of serving order, and that's the responsibility of the scorekeeper to catch that.
I got
Scorekeeper.
Gotcha.
So, depending on when it happens, sometimes they might take some points away, or depends when they caught it.
Well, it'd be pretty bad for St. Pete if they took a point away right now.
Yeah, this could go either way at this point, the game. But, you know, when you have this kind of delay in the game, you had Brooke back there serving, and she had missed a serve earlier in the game. So this is sort of like a timeout. A lot of times coaches will call a timeout to try to freeze a server, ice a server, make them think about what they're doing. So this is sort of the same kind of thing. And let's see how Brooke, being the sophomore,
see how she
responds to this. It looks like they still don't have everything resolved.
Yeah, we're coming back. The down referee is coming back. Talk to the up referee and make sure they get it right. The good thing is they're going to get it right.
Right.
And that's what the important thing is. The point is going to go to Southeast according to the up referee right now.
It looks like, they took a couple points away from
Now, how can they take
Lakewood.
away points like that?
Yeah, if they were out of rotation when they served, then the correct person didn't serve the ball when they got those points.
Oh.
So they would take them away.
So
There we go.
everyone she served was taken away,
Right.
Good pass, good serve, good set, and nice kill, but she got it. Nice dig.
A little. Nice hustle by Southeast. A little off-speed shot there in the middle.
Well, he goes, I don't know what to do. I got the ball. I've got to hit it over.
So Brooke responded with 2 nice serves out of that delay of game there.
Nice pass by Embrielle again. Now we need to get it up to the net. And they have more problems. They have more problems where they're just a safe over the net rather than a
they're
big kill.
digging up those. Yeah, they're digging up the harder shots and. Again.
Great serve.
Off the block.
Unfortunately, the set was just a little
tight,
off
a little
there.
tight. A little tight for Molly. That different hitters like their sets in different places. So there, Molly it's a little tight for her, but I think like somebody like Marlene can go up, and she likes her sets tight. So.
And into the net. That's going to bring the score 24 Southeast, 18 for St. Pete, which means this could be set point right here.
A freshman back serving game point, set point. She responds with a serve in the inbounds.
And into the net, unfortunately, for St. Pete, which is going to take and win the game for Southeast.
By a score of 25-18.
Okay. We're going to pass on here. We're going to go to a PSA right now and let SETV take it away. I think they're going to take it away. Well, if they don't, I can still talk. I can make things happen. We usually, in between the games, we go to PSA.
Right. PSAs that the students at Southeast have created.
You know, it's just great that here we have this program. We know we're still #1 in the nation as far as a high school TV program. I think, and we have been for several years, and I think that's just a tribute to Michael Saunders, who's running it, and Brooke, who does the audio and is a capable assistant. They've just been doing such a great job over the years, and
really gives these kids an opportunity to learn a skill, try something, and be part of something. Be part of it. It's like being part of a team. They work really hard.
Just so our viewers know, this is all run by the kids, of course, under the direction of the two big guys, but Mike and Mike. But they're the ones that are really doing it. So it's just wonderful to see, and again to be competing on the national level every year is a real attribute for Southeast. I would go to Southeast. I would go to Southeast if just for the TV program here, because many of the people who have graduated from in the TV school have gone on in FSU, different schools, have gone on to be whatever in those schools as far as TV goes.
Right, right.
So. Okay, well, I got a second. I am going to talk about Intercoastal promo because this is one of my favorite guys, Dr. Rick Yayura and his family. They're once again industry partners of SETV. This is the 8th consecutive year that Intercoastal Cardiology has supported the television production students of Southeast. Through their undying dedication, the Yayuras, as well as Intercoastal Cardiology, has created many outstanding opportunities for Southeast students. We'd like to extend our utmost gratitude and thanks to Dr. Yayura and the medical professionals of Intercoastal Cardiology of Sarasota for the committed support. They've been doing that for a long time. Dr. Yayura, his daughter, played softball for me, and she was just a wonderful girl. She went to Stanford and is doing, I think she's almost a senior now, if not a senior, or graduating. She was doing really well. So I got to meet Dr. Yayura many times. He'd go to almost every softball game.
Great Southeast High School supporters.
Back to serve is Molly Pearson. And again, a great kill to start off this game by Marlene Belson.
I'm impressed with Southeast ball control this game.
You're impressed with the passing, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're putting the ball up there so the setter has some options to set different people. And, that's what your goal is as a coach and a team, is that you want to control the ball. You don't want the ball to control you. You know, you want it to go to a certain spot and to certain people. A lefty serve.
A lefty serve is right, with a lot of spin on it. And they get a free ball. And again.
Nice play.
Nice try. It's just like
drops in there.
The good kill doesn't go in, but the one that they're just trying to get over ends up being an ace, or being a kill, excuse me.
So we still have some new faces on the court for Southeast. Deju Johnson Johnson in the game. I don't think we've seen her before.
Deja is also a softball player and is a junior here at Southeast.
Okay.
He's got a lot of potential.
There, blocked by Deju.
And another good kill by Marlene. That was getting a little scary because South Peak got that 4 points in a row there. And so
it's good to get out of that rotation, and now that puts Marlene in the back row. And Marlene is one of our most capable hitters.
Back
She's
to
got a
serve
lot of
again.
kills tonight.
And we got a whistle, and we got a bad rotation on the part of St. Pete.
St. Pete is out of rotation. When you before this in volleyball, there's a certain lineup you start with in the game, and you're in certain positions on the court, and you have to maintain that relationship as you rotate the whole game. And you have to stay in those positions before the ball served. After the ball served, you can move pretty much anywhere on the court. That's a great hustle by Lakewood there.
That was a
Bring
great
ball back in.
hustle, but again, it was desperation to get that. And again, with that desperation, they got the point. Score 5-3 Spartans. Back to serve is Nisha Noltner. More than capable middle hitter.
Whoop.
Can't get to it. Can't get to it.
Little confusion there on Southeast part. There, some maybe people that aren't used to playing next to each other. Is it Deja is in there as a substitute?
Little short. 7-3 St. Pete. Now, most of these problems are coming from Southeast.
Yeah,
they're being their own worst enemy right now.
Right. They're, of course, I give them a compliment on ball control, and then
You had
they
to
lose
say
their,
that.
yeah, I had to say that.
There you go.
There we go. Nice pass. Oh, good hustle. Good hustle.
They got it over.
Yes, they did.
Good set. And out. Oh, right out.
Looked like that was going out. Oops. Oh, put the ball over on the second hit and surprise Southeast. Lakewood is playing that, and they did in the first game too, or the first set. They're keeping the ball off the floor, and they're not hitting the ball a lot back at Southeast as far as attacking the ball, but they're getting it back to Southeast. Keeps giving it back until Southeast makes a mistake. Again, their pursuit of the ball is really good.
Let it go. And Amberell want to kill off the side.
Back row attack by our libero.
At 6'6", Ambrielle Jones. Oh no, hold it. She's not 6'6", is she?
Maybe 5'6".
If she was 5'6", I'd say she's tall. Back to serve, Tyra Perkins for Southeast. Safe serve. Got to get a free ball. Ooh, nice block.
Number
Nice
5.
block by Alexis Strobe.
Right. They actually had a double block there. So not a lot of room for the hitter to hit when you have two sets of hands up there. Free ball now from Southeast to Lakewood. Give them a chance to attack the ball. Southeast gets a dig. Oh, nice hustle. Yeah, a little bit of panic there. You just got to, when it's out of system play, that's where Southeast is having some trouble right now, is when they're not passing. When the ball doesn't go to where you want it to call it, it's often referred to as being an out of system play. So you have to adjust.
That's a good time for timeout with a score 10-4, and I think Southeast needs to get their act together and try to calm down a little bit. Well, we're pleased to announce that the Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County is providing an array of services at Southeast High School this year. Among these many programs are music makers, where students are taught how to produce their own musical product. They also have a digital arts program where students are taught to use technology and photography to produce various presentations. And then Power Hour. This program provides after-school academic assistance and one-on-one tutoring for any student needing help. These wonderful programs take place after school at Southeast, free of charge, and transportation is even provided. If you have questions, you should contact George Stryer at Southeast at extension 2024 or Travis Cochran at extension 2224.
Right now, Southeast is their own worst enemy here. Most of the points are coming from their errors, not from Lakewood, having a kill, or except for right there.
That was a nice.
That was very nice play.
That was number 3 initial, or Elena. I say her name wrong because she told me how to pronounce it. Elena Griffith.
And Lakewood just does not give up on the ball. Really good at keeping the ball off of the ground.
Well, Southeast needs to do a little bit more with that. They need to do a little bit more with it. Julie Tavares had a great job of getting the ball, but then she was blocking everybody from going to after she got it.
Right.
Back to serve. And out. Unfortunately, Deanna Dyer. 13-5, St. Pete. Southeast wants to get back in the game. I think they're going to need a set aside out right now.
Mm-hmm. You just see the sort of the body language of the two teams sort of changing, where Lakewood now seems very like relaxed and chilled and comfortable on the court, and Southeast is a little worried out there.
Good dig and over.
Again, the pursuit of the ball there is,
Kind of worked the other way this time.
Right, right. But the Lakewood showing great hustle, just not giving up on any ball.
Back to serve Southeast, Brooke Washington. Serves ace. Right in that spot, nobody ace.
That's right. That's a good spot there.
Well, I told you this was the time for them to come back, so I guess they must have listened to us.
Can do here.
Another
nice serve,
serve.
yes. She has that nice little jump float, which, like I was saying before, there's a little bit of wiggle on the ball. Okay. So it comes over flat and then just sort of wiggles. I guess people, the other kind of serve that you could do for is a jump top spin serve, a harder serve that drops, but a lot of coaches really prefer this jump float. In fact, if you watch any of the volleyball from the Olympics this summer, the women's national team, that's the only kind of jump serve that they're allowed to serve. They don't do a jump top spin, the really hard team like the men's team do. That their coach has the girls serving jump floats.
Well, that caused St. Pete to get another timeout because we went from about 7 or 8 points to now 3. So while St. Pete's leading 13-10, it was a good timeout. They wanted to get their stuff together. Well, Marcy, if you haven't done so, you should like the SETV Facebook page. You can find it on facebook.com/SEHS television. Not only will you get reminders and direct links to all the events that Southeast Television broadcasts live, but you will also get notices of other activities that the fine young broadcasters of SETV are involved in. Great looking kill.
Mm-hmm. Nice block.
Nice block. And that's going to be a free ball.
Whoops.
I don't know
what
what the
distraction
heck.
there.
I don't know what the heck that was.
I think forgot to turn off the buzzer after the timeout. The clock after the timeout. The timeout was a short timeout.
Well, the clock is set at 1 minute now, so they're going to have to straighten that out. Well, anyways, and while you're at it, share that Facebook link with your friends and family. That's facebook.com/SEHS television.
So do you have a Facebook page?
I do.
You do? I do too. I don't get on it much, but I do have one.
Well, I get a lot of stuff from SEHS, from Mike Sanders in the TV program.
Mm-hmm.
I also do the football games as a chain gang, and I got to watch. Oh my gosh, what a great save.
See that? Nice defense. It's really what's the difference in the game right now. Is that Lakewood just keeps playing really good defense.
Tyra Perkins goes right through the block for that point. Very important point.
Nice to see that Southeast is still going up and swinging at the ball. It keeps coming back at them. But they're swinging. It's a good learning experience for them.
Danielle Marler back to serve and serves an ace.
An ace. An ace by the freshman.
That's the score, 14-13, getting tighter and tighter. St. Pete must be reeling just a little bit from all these points in a row. So
The tide has turned.
That's right. And volleyball, so much of that swing,
Right.
so much of that
Momentum for one team to that. And there we
Nice.
and they're still pursuing the ball. Nice play.
That's unbelievable.
It is really
Isabel Guillen,
hustle.
that was a
Great.
great hustle.
great hustle, great kill by Marlene Valcine for Southeast.
That ties the game 14 up. And back to serve one more time is Danielle Marler.
The key of when you're in volleyball, when you do have one of these momentum swings, is you want to keep going to that hot hitter.
You want to keep that foot on the
Right.
She ends up getting an ace on that one.
Have someone like Marlene who's been hitting ball all night. You know, it's not a game of like trying to get everybody the ball. What you want to do is get the person the ball who's going to do it for you. And when you have that hot hitter, you just keep giving her the ball. So that's what hopefully we'll see from Southeast. Not that the other kids aren't good players, but you know, when somebody's hot, you want to use them.
It's going to be a free ball. Nice try for a dink, but again, St. Pete throws it right back over.
Right. Again, pursuing the ball. They just keep giving the ball back to Southeast. There we go again. Nice dig. It's coming back. Need to get the ball up to somebody to put it away. Tire off the block. Another dig.
And a good block.
Volley Persons gets a block. Let's see if we can put this ball away. Oh, yes.
And we knew that would end on a dink, didn't we?
That confusion. Confusion on our side, then they confuse them. Yeah.
I don't know how many points this is in a row, but Southeast has put up quite a few in a row.
And that's a freshman back there serving all these points.
And St. Pete defense is looking really good,
They
and
are.
yet they're getting all these points. Danielle serves in the
to see
corner.
that tenacity from Southeast, that they just keep going and going. That ball was never over the net, so that would be 4 hits.
17-14, Southeast leading. Looking to put the pressure right down on St. Pete. Danielle serves. And that's in.
That is right on the
Stop
line.
it a little bit. 17-16. Back to serve for St. Pete. Elena Griffith. Got a great looking serve.
That's off the ceiling.
That's one of those ones we were talking about before.
Comes down, that one, is not, because when it hits the ceiling and goes over, it's considered a dead ball.
Right.
So that is not a playable ball. But these really hard serves or spikes that you get from people, and you're digging the ball, you actually have to sort of cushion that ball, take some of the power off so that you can control it. Ooh.
I got a
Called a double on the
hit.
set.
Yeah,
Called
hit.
a double on the set, which hasn't really been calling tonight. So
Well, St. Pete's climbed right back into it, 17-all. Miss Griffith goes back. Serves an unbelievable serve there. That was a top spin serve, right?
Yes, that is top spin. And this is Julie. And
I'm sorry, Julie Tavares.
No, that's number 3. I'm sorry, I thought it was number 1. This is Elena Griffith.
Right.
Elena, when you serve the ball that hard, and you can see you're oftentimes, you get a couple over and then you miss it. So, because you're really trying to hit the ball hard, and it's hard to control it with all that power.
So that's why she hit it
out.
Right? She's trying to demonstrate for you what you're saying?
What I was saying,
Okay.
I was really impressed that she was not hitting out. That one got away from her.
Molly Person back to serve and into the net.
It's interesting because I was watching Lakewood's lineup for serve receive here, and they were serve receiving with 3 players, and they were really spread out. There were a lot of holes in the court. I think Molly was trying to hit one of those holes.
Right. Yep, you can tell she was aiming.
She was aiming for something and didn't.
A little bit strong on that one.
Yeah, that was Marlene. Didn't quite get on top of that one.
The only problem, this gets into a dangerous area, 2018.
Right.
You know, you're only 5 points away. So, Southeast needs another timeout.
I think we might have an issue at the score table again.
Down referees over there trying to straighten it all out.
But he's ready now. Sometimes they just need a couple extra minutes to catch up there at the score table. Things get moving.
Got an ace. That's Sienna Rogers.
Now Southeast calls a timeout.
Good time for a timeout.
It is.
Okay, well, anyways, for the 3rd year in a row, Mott & Associates financial planners are industrial partners of SETV. Mike Mott, founder and owner of Mott & Associates, is a graduate of Southeast High and a proud Seminole. For nearly 30 years, the Bradenton-based Mott & Associates have been dedicated to providing the most comprehensive and personal process-driven financial services available. We'd like to extend our thanks to Mike Mott and his team for helping support the television students of Southeast. If you'd like to find out more about the financial services of Mott & Associates, simply go to their website at mottassociates.com. That's mottassociates.com. Okay, we're back. Another good serve. Anna.
And dig.
How
Another
did she get that?
I don't know. They did a nice job, though.
Block.
Block.
Back.
Nice coverage there on the block.
Great point.
Another dig. These teams are really actually very well matched. They don't have any really dominant hitter. There's some girls that if they get, the good set and have just the right approach, they can really put it down. But mostly we're hitting balls that are diggable balls.
So close.
And it's those off-speed shots, those ones that are sort of miss-hit and stuff, are the ones that are landing. Because both teams are doing a good job keeping the ball off the floor. Are those predictable shots, I guess.
Nice.
That's going to be a hard ball to land on this team because they really, they hustle. There you go.
There's a kill.
There's a kind of set that she likes.
Yeah, that was a perfect set.
Yeah. She really likes it tight. Like a lot of girls can't handle that set because you really have to get up high to be able to hit a ball like that.
No, Marlene's more than a volleyball player. She's a really great basketball player, so she looks good either way. She can get up there. Ooh, little short. Can't do those. Not at this juncture, not at this time. St. Pete 2 points away from taking the second set. Ends up being a good kill by Brooke Washington. Back to serve, Tyra Perkins.
See if Southeast can get on a run here.
They need to right now.
Get a
Now
free
they get
ball.
a free ball. Not so free.
Oh.
Nope, it's going to be 4.
That's it.
24-20, 1 point away, and this serve could do it. Tie the match at 1 apiece. Going back to serve for them is Isabel Guillen.
Oh, nice save. Nice play by the setter there, Molly Persons.
You're right. There's no dinking that over them.
No. Nice defense again. keep putting it back at Southeast.
Nice save by Marlene. And that's going to be out, and that's going to be the set. So St. Pete Lakewood comes back to tie it 1 set apiece. There's not going to be any 3 straight sets for anybody this game, this match.
Yeah, these teams are very evenly matched, and really impressed with Lakewood's defense. They just keep putting the ball back at Southeast, and then eventually Southeast makes a mistake. But you're not seeing a lot of kills on Lakewood side. So I think Southeast strategy has to be, just keep pounding away, keep playing their game.
Well, I don't know if we're actually going to do it here. I think we're having some computer problems or whatever, but usually after each game we try to turn it over to a PSA. This is SETV Sports. And this is SETV Sports, and we're going to go straight to a PSA. Thank you very much.
I hate this place. I'm all alone. They're all laughing at me. Maybe I should just end it all.
Welcome back to the Buzz Narbut Gym here in Bradenton, Florida. We're watching the Southeast Knolls playing the St. Pete Lakewood Spartans all the way up from across the bridge there in Pinellas County. They come down and they're playing. This game has turned out to be a real barn burner here. We had 1-1 in sets. Remember, the match is the best of 3.
Best of 5.
Best of 5, excuse me. Best. The first 1 to 3 is what I meant to say.
Yes.
Okay. And we're going to start off the third set with St. Pete serving.
I think the key here is that Southeast needs to limit their errors. Right now, most of Lakewood's points are coming from Southeast errors, not Lakewood actually scoring, going up and having a kill or an ace. Except right there, they get an ace to start the game.
Well, hopefully that's not indicative of what's going to happen. Ooh, another nice serve.
That was tough serve.
That's Severino. That's tough to say. Safe serve on the third try.
Touch on that. Oh, again, hustle. Look at that. They just do not give up on a ball.
And Southeast puts it back over.
They're not doing anything fancy on offense.
Nope, out.
But they just keep giving the ball back to Southeast.
No, they're forcing Southeast to make the errors as opposed to them. My gosh! Oh, I thought they were going to get it. Thought she was going to put it over with her feet.
I think that would be legal.
That's a
That
great
would be legal.
defense. That's great defense.
Coming out of the game for Southeast is number 3. We didn't mention when she came in, Tiffany Leon, defensive specialist, a sophomore, did a nice job in there.
Coming back in, Brooke Washington for her. And back to serve is Marlene Bell. Ooh, just over the top of the net.
There's that ceiling coming into play. That
first thing, that ceiling, you never really know where it's going to come down. It doesn't go straight up and straight down usually. Back to serve, Anisha. There we go, into a nice little rhythm. Oh, almost worked. Oh, it does work. So.
It's a nice play. Nice defense again. I mean, the Lakewood is keeping those balls off the floor and getting touches on even those really tough balls.
Tyra Perkins back to serve. Again, in that one spot. If they're serving from the 10-foot line or trying to kill from the 10-foot line, I think the Southeast needs to move up. Isabel Guillen serving. Another try for a dink.
Nice play.
Great dig. Nope, another dig, another dink. Not working.
Nice play.
Oh! That ended up being a great set by Ambrielle.
It was. It's actually, though, Danielle, that's a tough angle. The ball's coming from behind you to track the ball and hit it, just even to keep it in play. That was a great kill.
There, finally an ace.
An ace by Deanna Dyer, the other senior on the team.
Really deep
That was
ball.
very deep. And they still keep that ball in play.
Well, it worked. Molly, you got one there? Brings the score 5-5, tied again. See who is the first one to get on a run. Remember, momentum is everything in this game.
Off the block and down on southeast side of the court. A little bit off timing on the block there.
It looked like Danielle went up just a little early, but
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to do that. So back to serve for St. Pete, Julie Tavares. And finds that spot in the Southeast defense.
Great serve.
She knows what she's doing. She's going to that. She's trying to go for that spot. Now they're moving up, and she probably will go to a different spot. Or not. She went to the same spot. And 4 hits. St. Pete on a little run here. 8-5. St. Pete. Julie Tavares back to serve again. Passes. I think we're going to get a net violation.
Southeast was under the center line. Yeah.
What do you call that when you go across the line? Is there some specific name for it?
Under the I don't know. Under the net. Under the net. Across the center line.
Okay.
But she definitely. I was watching her foot. She was definitely across the center line.
Yeah. You're going to have a little discussion about exactly what happened.
Right. Your foot has to be completely over the center line. If any part of your foot is still on the line, then you're okay.
Okay.
And her foot was completely over.
Gotcha.
So.
Oh, and Julie finally serves into the net. Brings the score 9-6 St. Pete. So we got Southeast needs to get going here. Good serve.
There we go. There we go.
Marlene with the kill. I guess when they really need a point, they need to go to Marlene.
They
huh?
do. They do. They need to utilize her as much as they can at this point.
Man, serve into the net. When you're serving that hard, I mean, you're going to miss a
It's a
few,
higher
right?
percentage missing to miss a serve, especially when you're jump serving and you're, anything extra you put on there, the difficulty-wise is also going to make the serve more difficult.
Alexa?
Number
Alexa
three,
Joe?
Tiffany Lamb came in the game there.
Okay.
Now Danielle's back to serve.
Nice block by Molly Person. Nice block. She was waiting for it. She knew exactly what was going on.
Out.
Hand out.
Yeah.
Ties the game, 10-10. Danielle back to serve for Southeast. Good serve. It's going to be a free ball.
Nice pursuit there.
No.
Yeah.
Good play by both teams, but South Peak couldn't get it over. So Danielle goes back to serve again.
I think that's the way this match is going to go. We're just going to seesaw back and forth for 5 games probably. 5 sets.
A free ball for St. Pete, but we
Free
can't
ball
really
back.
take advantage of it.
Need to get that ball out to Marlene. Yep. She likes it tighter though.
Nice kill down there.
Yep.
It was Elena Griffiths, I believe, that had that kill. Now she's going back to serve. Scores all tied, 11-11. Good serve, except it's out.
Now she went on that last serving spree in that last match, right? Yeah.
Right.
She's got that tough serve.
They've got a couple of really good servers there. Back to serve for Southeast is Molly Person.
Good job there, Marlene.
There we
Yeah.
go. There we go. There's where the basketball skills
That's
come
right.
into play.
That's right.
That's just a dunk for her. Not a dink, just a dunk. Score 13-11 Southeast. Molly back serving again. Nice dig. Good set.
Good swing at the ball. Good defense again. Another free ball over. Go out to Marlene again. No. Wow.
Not quite.
No.
Well, he put a lot of pressure on her.
He did. It's a nice kill by Tyra. She would hit the ball, then went right to the net again, was ready there to block it as it was coming back over.
Got a timeout for, I believe, St. Pete.
Yeah, for
took
Lakewood.
that timeout.
Trying to change the momentum of the game again, which both teams have been going back and forth fighting for that.
You know, it's interesting that the coaches know exactly when to call that timeout. I think they're both right on their game tonight, the coaches. Okay, let me talk. Well, I got a minute. I need to talk about the boys and girls because they're just so wonderful. We're so pleased to announce that the Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County is providing an array of services at Southeast this year. Music makers, digital arts program, and power hour. This is just something that everybody should get involved in if that needs to. But they, in the power hour, they provide one-on-one tutoring for any student needing help. And these wonderful programs take place after school at Southeast free of charge.
Wow.
Well,
Again, it's that off-speed shot that's scoring for both these teams.
Well, you can't kill it. I mean,
Yeah.
just go with the off speed or a miss hit. Miss hit would be even better. Sabrina Severino's back to serve and gets an ace in essence.
Well, she did. She would serve that same position last time she was around to serve.
Yeah, they're looking for that one position.
There we go.
They hit it again, but we got it. Nice.
Follow up.
A little too much.
That's a nice coverage there.
So after that timeout, St. Pete comes back and scores 3 to tie up the game.
Right.
Back to serve again is Sabrina Severino. And it's in.
Ball is in.
Just barely had that.
Right.
Just it dropped out of the sky right at the end. Now we got a good pass, a good set, and a good
There you
kill.
go. Yep.
That's all you got to
the way
do.
you That's the way you do it.
Yep. That's the epitome of exactly how to play this game. If you can get that good pass in there to set up the set, and then you got the set to set up the kill, you're golden.
Brooke Washington back in the game for Southeast.
Back to serve is Marlene, and well, she got an ace right off the top of the net. Again, in a game like this, those are the difference makers,
These tight games.
Yep, 16 to 15 Southeast.
There we go.
Oh, good set.
That was a
Yes,
touch. It was a
yeah, I'm
touch.
pretty sure. Pretty sure it was a touch.
There was touch. Nobody saw the touch.
Oh my gosh. She saw the touch, the linesman over there. Well, both linesmen are saying there's a touch, but the referees aren't going for it.
I think they're being swayed by the crowd.
Well, that makes up for it.
Yeah. They always say the ball never lies, but I don't know if I go by that.
I don't know that either.
So
I hear
usually
ya.
if there's a bad call, that the other team gets the ball back somehow.
Yeah. Deep set, but safe. Good try. We just can't do anything.
Almost.
Again, good defense by both teams. In a very tight contest, 17 to 17 now. Back to serve is Belgian. Good pass. No. Little mistiming on the jump.
Again, nice dig.
It was out. St. Pete Lakewood takes a 2-point advantage right now. And back to serve.
Southeast mixing up the setting there, trying to find a hot hitter. Nobody's able to put that ball away.
Well, it's really tight. St. Pete is, like you said, just looking great at digs.
Right.
I don't know what
It can
they're.
be frustrating for a hitter. You go up and you keep swinging, and they keep bringing it back at you.
But every time that Southeast has had a really good pass, every time they've had a really good pass, and then the set's going to be good, and then they're going to put it away. I mean, if they just stick to that and keep their passing game up there, because what's happening is St. Pete is just sending that ball over and over, time after time.
As a hitter, you go up and you hit it, and then you start hitting it harder and harder, and that's when sometimes you make mistakes because you're getting frustrated.
Yep. Well, the power of Brooke Washington on that one took care of it. They needed that point bad. 19-18 St. Pete. Back to serve as the girl hit it. Number 12. Number 13, Diana Naya. That's going to be a point. We're at a critical juncture. 20-18 again. Third set.
Beautiful pass.
There we go. That's what we needed right there.
There you go. That's it right there.
You can tell it's going to happen before it happens.
Right. Sort of got away, and I think it's because the passing hasn't been as good this last game.
Well, you can't take it away.
Sort of got away from setting the middle.
And St. Pete has been causing some of that
too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They're serving tough.
Into the net. So that ties it up 20-20. And back to serve again is Brooke Washington, who serves it very deep. Yeah.
Free ball. Oh. It's in that spot. In that spot.
Yes, it was. Right in that spot.
That's always a sore spot for teams that...
Yeah, but if they're beyond the 10-foot line, you would think that people move up a little bit for that. That's just me, I guess. And we needed
there
it.
We go.
And we needed it. And we got it. There it is. Marlene comes through again. Tying up the score 21-all. Again, as we've been talking about, this juncture is so important when you get up into the 20s to take the lead and be aggressive.
Freshman back to serve at this crucial point in the game again.
Served it really deep, and then a little miscommunication, and there you go.
Haven't seen that a lot with Lakewood. They've been really in pursuit of that ball, and
they had 3 of them all around it.
Right.
Danielle back serve side and out. Serving for that spot, trying to do a little too much.
Ties it out.
One thing you want to do is you don't want to have an unforced error at this time of the game. Back to serve again is Elina Griffin. Tried to get that angle, but didn't quite.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. 23-22 St. Pete. You can't put yourself in a position where one of those is going to happen.
Those shots off the net, you sort of position, you see the angle of the hitter, and then the shots off the net are hard to adjust to. Ooh, here we go with that. Oh, nice pass. Got in there, and that was in there.
Yep. Molly did a great job on that one. And Southeast truly needed that one. 23-all. Remember, you have to win by 2, so these are very important, crucial points right here. Molly gets to go back and serve. Just over. Good dig by Ambrielle.
Nice dig.
Gosh, what a dig.
Looks like he's a player.
Ambrielle again. Nope, a little too long.
No, there was no touch on that. I don't think there was a touch on that one.
No, I don't think there's a touch.
No, she doesn't.
Well, I guess they saw a touch.
I guess so.
That's going to...
So it's game point, a set point.
Set point right here.
That's a big point
Wow,
right there.
what a reversal. Got a free ball, set, and a dink, and it's in. What a turning point for them, huh?
Right.
That was just amazing. Well, that's the end of this game, this set, and Southeast goes up 2-1 in sets, looking for a win. We're going to turn it back now so you can for a PSA from our SETV sponsors.
What is it this time? I mean, it's in the trash can. Do you see it anywhere else? Seriously, come on.
And we're back here at the Buzz Narva Gym. Welcome back to all our viewers and listeners. You know, this game is being telecast on YouTube, but you know you can pick it up anywhere in the world. Anywhere you can pick it up. So you know, people are listening. You could be in Afghanistan. You can be wherever and be listening and viewing it.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I know we have several relatives who are long distance away, Pennsylvania, California, whatever, who actually tune in and get to see their nephews or nieces or whatever it is.
I know when my kids were playing here, we'd let all the aunts and uncles and grandparents know, and so grandparents that don't live in this area could tune in and see and listen, and it was really great.
Well, while we get a moment, Marcy, I want to talk about Kaiser for just a moment. We're so proud to announce that Kaiser University of Sarasota is once again a business partner of SCTV. This is the 12th year that Kaiser has supported the television production program of Southeast High School. At Kaiser University's Sarasota campus, you can get the training you need to pursue a new career in the field of business, criminal justice, education, healthcare, information technology, law, and much more. They offer associate, bachelor's, and graduate degree programs. Their Sarasota campus also offers a culinary arts and a baking and pastry program. You can find out more about what Kaiser has to offer simply by going to the website at kaiseruniversity.edu. Well, we're back here for the fourth set. Starting off serving will be Molly Person for Southeast.
I think Molly ended the game serving last game.
Yep. Ooh, into the net.
A little bit.
Set was a little off.
A little low for her, especially after she passed that ball. She needed a little more time to get out there.
Oh, little strong. Starting out this game, same way they did last game.
Up 2-0. I like to watch number 10, Sienna Rogers, serve.
Got several jumps.
Yeah, I mean, she's got like a little prance going into that jump serve. She's got good timing. And
I was talking to her before the game. She's such a sweet girl, too.
She looks like so bouncy.
Yep, she does.
Oh.
Yeah, that one bounced to one too many.
Yes.
Or one too few, I guess. I don't know. Whatever way you want to look at it. Marlene Belson back to serve for Southeast with a score 3-1, St. Pete. And a little strong on the serve. So now it's 4-1.
Again, both teams are hurting themselves more than each other. Made a lot of unforced errors.
It's going to be. She's been having some trouble serving tonight. She had a couple of really good serves earlier, and now she's been having some problems. That's Nisha Moltner. Great middle hitter. There's a nice kill. That's Alexis Job. Alexis Job puts it down right in the middle. Going back to serve for St. Pete Spartans, or is Isabel Guillen. Isabel throws it in there. Oh my! And the
Kill
tall,
for
the
Ladera.
6'5" Ambrielle Jones takes and gets a kill from past the 10-foot line.
She's not afraid to swing at it.
No, she's not. She's really not 6'5". Okay. Nice serve. Gets a free ball. Yeah,
Nice
after
play.
nothing we can do with it. Well, it was a good kill by Alana Griffith.
Lana is a nice player. She's the one of the people keeping the ball off the floor. They're all doing a nice job, but she's a very nice defensive player.
And Brielle does a nice job of that pass.
Gonna go out to, go into the middle. Ah,
can
nice
walk right
dig,
by.
nice dig.
Yep.
Nice job by Southeast there on defense. Oh, a tight ball. Ooh,
And down. A little bit of
Yes.
height advantage there.
yes. A little bit of height, and she gets up. She's got some ups.
Short serve. And there we
Oh,
go.
there we go.
There's our freshman.
Yeah.
Danielle.
Cut back on the,
Back at you, baby.
very nice.
This is
So
cool.
middle hitters trading kills there.
Yep. 7-4, St. Pete Spartans ahead. Brooke Washington serves.
Yes. Again. Oh, yes. Nice job.
Brooke gets her own dig.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got a net ball that falls in.
That lands in.
Should be like in tennis. You know, you hit
Yeah.
a net ball, it doesn't count. You get to do it over. And
I used to be that way for serving for volleyball.
is that right?
When I played, if you hit the net, it was a
Well,
bad
those are the
serve.
old- that was a long
That was
time
the
ago.
olden days. Yeah, that's when we, used candlelight in the gym.
Yeah. Well, we're trading serves again. Not going to do much with that. Back to serve is Lina Griffith. Well, that's a really, really good serve. So let's see what happens here.
There we go.
It's okay. Free. No, not enough.
Miss it there. That was a great pass. Start out the game. Start out that series. Let's see if that was Ambrielle, right? To pass that ball.
That's correct.
Let's see
Ambrielle's
Ambrielle do that again.
Ambrielle's been doing a great job
Yeah.
as a defensive
Yeah,
specialist
so
back
there we go.
Lina certainly got a lot of strength behind that. And
Yeah,
almost put-
if that ball gets like out of her,
Comfort
out of her
zone.
reach, out of her little zone, that it could go anywhere. But when she gets it on, it's hard serve.
It's coming in about it,
Yeah.
100 miles an hour. Mistimed it. Well, Southeast needs to run right here, so this is the time to do it. Short serve in the middle.
Oh,
And
nice
a nice
block.
block and a nice dig. Ooh, nice. And again, they're trading.
Trading free balls there.
Yep. There's a.
Nice
I was
dig.
going to say that was a nice kill, but
Yeah.
nice dig.
Elena again.
Again.
Yeah, she's a
You
good.
got to keep it away from her.
Yes, you do. Now we get them. Trading free balls. Come on, let's go. Nice block.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, it's still up.
And out. Point goes to
I couldn't tell what was happening there for a while.
That was great play.
That was. I'm not sure. Looks
Marley.
like we have a substitution.
They're taking Tiffany out, and in comes Brooke. Marlene back to serve. Nice deep serve.
That was never over.
Not quite.
Not quite over.
This ball's got to grow 2 more inches to get down.
Yeah.
And a smart timeout by St. Pete. Score 10-9. St. Pete, Spartans still leading.
Another one of these seesaw games. And who do we have back there serving now? Marlene? See how Marlene does out of the timeout here. Our senior.
This is a really good example for our viewers to take and see exactly what happens there. You know, you were talking before about a floater, and a floater. Can you explain that to us exactly what a floater is?
Well, when you're serving the ball, you're sort of serving right directly behind the ball, and it comes over the net at a very flat, but also has some movement to the ball. Whereas if you put some topspin on it, it comes more straight and sort of curves down.
Gotcha. And in.
And that's what Marlene's serving right now. Marlene has a topspin serve. So those are generally harder in velocity, but a lot of times a floater serve that has that movement is harder to pass because it's coming at you, and then all of a sudden it rises or it sinks.
It's harder to handle with your hands, right? Okay. Trying to get the down referees trying to get the score or whatever straight. When you talk about scoring, I'm not talking about the 10-10, which is what it is, but I'm talking about sets, kills, etc.
Right. Right, and the score table's keeping track of substitutions, and looks like maybe
And they're gonna
looks like maybe
reverse
Southeast
the
is out
last
of
call?
rotation.
Oh,
Right. Yeah. So that will probably take away a couple points for Southeast because Marlene, I don't think, was supposed to be serving.
it's strange to see that happen twice in one match. Looks like there's a little confusion as to Southeast.
Yeah, if they're out of rotation, then usually they would put them back in the correct rotation.
Well, that took away a point from Southeast. It's now 11-9 the Spartans from St. Pete. And we got our server who was doing the jig up there, Sienna Rogers. Which if you just watch her serve, it's just very interesting. Good serve.
Whoa, that was a block.
Okay, now we
That
use
was a
the
very
height
nice
advantage.
block.
Now we
Yes.
use the height advantage. Southeast desperately needs a timeout right here. Scores 13-9. Give a free ball.
Wow,
Nice
walking
block,
back
but
at
a
him.
good reaction. A good reaction by St. Pete. Nice. Well, St. Pete does not go away.
Ooh. Okay, another free ball to Southeast. There we go.
And Marlene finally puts it away. Like I say, when you need that point, you got to go to Marlene.
Yeah.
She's the go-to girl.
She is. Now she's serving. I guess she wasn't supposed to be serving the last time, but now she's serving.
I hope this is correct. Good serve. What about that one spot on the floor? Did
Yeah,
you say
I know.
anything about that?
Well, Ambrielle was there. She got it. Just got to relax. After the second contact there, just needs to relax. And ball comes to you, don't panic. Just put it up in the air. It's a lot of experience there.
Back to serve again is Misha Alter. She's going to have probably a safe serve.
Ooh, nice block.
Well,
St. Pete's block's picking up.
now the set was a little low.
It was tight. It was low and tight for that hitter.
Right.
But also the block was very well placed in.
A big ace by Nisha.
Timeout called by Southeast. Probably a good time to try to regroup here.
My gosh, this is a good time for a timeout. It looks like, again, St. Pete is not pressing the point. It's Southeast is just making some unforced errors there.
So we're in game 4.
We're in set 4, yeah.
Set 4. And Southeast is leading 2 sets to 1.
But St. Pete is up by
It's up
6
to-
points right now in this set.
Right. If they did have to go to a 5th set, that would be a 15-point game instead of a 25-point game.
Right. Nice high safe serve.
Nice contact there. There we go.
That's Brooke Washington, was it?
Yes, it was.
That point was desperately needed by Southeast. And back to serve for Southeast is number 6, Tyra Perkins.
Our freshman is back in the game now in the front row, Danielle. Oh, nice swing. Oh, yes, good hustle. Come on, come on. There we go.
And over. Trading defenses.
Yes. Oh. Nice play. There we go.
Right.
There we go.
That was a great point.
It was very good.
But I was a little shocked at how well she placed that.
That bump set, back bump,
Yep.
back bump set. Those can be dangerous.
But again, Southeast needed that point. Tyra goes back, throws a nice deep serve, and gets an ace out of the deep serve.
Yeah. On Elena Griffith, who hasn't made a lot of those mistakes
She doesn't
tonight.
make very many,
No, she
that's
doesn't.
right.
She's a very talented player.
Tyra goes to the other side this time. Little push it, try to dink it over.
There we go. Come on. Trying to utilize Marlene out of the back row. Oh, yes. Nice defense.
Nice defense is right. There you go. Oh. Great defense by St. Pete. Oh, no. Oh, that's too bad. That was great defense by both teams. But
Was a little miscommunication by Southeast there. 2 people going for the ball. Better than nobody going for the ball. But they just need to work out those kinks. Okay, Brooke, there. Ooh,
St. Pete is
they just keep that ball off the floor. Ah,
good kill. 18-13. St. Pete goes up again by 5 points.
I think almost every game that we've been in that St. Pete has reached 15 first, so that could be, if we go to a 5th game, that could be a bad sign for Southeast, because it seems like St. Pete gets up there, can't always hold the lead.
Deja Johnson into the game, hits it just a little long. Southeast looking for a thought it was going to go in. It was a miss hit.
There's her. She was there, just didn't have her hands over the net.
Well, she was there, but I mean, the ball was there too.
Yeah.
20
She's
to
frustrated.
13. Back to serve, Isabel Guillen. Timeout goes to Southeast. If they're going to do anything, they're going to have to get a side out and start reeling off some points here. Well, another thing I wanted to talk to you about is a decoy, and I just noticed a decoy on Southeast, and I hadn't seen a decoy all night, except the freshman was a decoy on that last point. You know how they go up and
Like pretend they're going to hit the ball.
look like they're going to spike the ball, and then it goes to the second or
Yeah,
third
you haven't
person.
seen a lot of that tonight where you're like doing a fake, you're doing an approach and trying to draw off a blocker. It's pretty predictable, I think, because both these teams are utilizing their most effective players as hitters. So I think it's pretty predictable where the ball is going to go. Usually that works if you have more even hitting. Like
Nice back row attack there. Miss hit.
Let's see if Southeast can get on a roll here now.
7 points now. Back to serve. Nope, little short. I think Danielle's going to be really good the next few years. Gives me a lot of hope for Southeast volleyball.
She's a good player. Oh, we're out of rotation. Oh, didn't catch it. Oh, nice play.
Well, even I saw that one. I was going to say Molly does it. I hope she does that right then. Still 7 points down. Southeast is desperate for a run here in this set. Little jump serve. Good ball. Oh, little. Oh no.
Whoa.
Oh, nice block.
That was a very nice block. And that's what I was talking about earlier. The middle hitter, Danielle there, because the ball was coming from such a long range, she was really tracking it, hit it straight across the net, well, right where the blocker was, where when you're in the middle, you really want to hit those angles. That was a tougher one because the ball was coming from a long way. And it was like sort of like a broken play.
There's another dink seems to be working for him.
Yep.
Well, I noticed that Alexa Job, who's number 5 for St. Pete, has been having a rough time serving. She's had a few into the net and whatever, but when she's up front, she uses her height to her advantage.
Right. Oh, yeah, they're setting her quite a bit. She's a good hitter and blocker.
Yep. Over on the second. And
there we go. Now, some nice defense off of Southeast.
that was a touch. That was out, but that was a touch.
It was definitely a touch. The nice defense on for Southeast, number 5, Maxine.
Maldonado? Is that who you're talking about?
No, it's actually not. Tiffany is who dug that ball.
Oh, number 3.
Number 3.
You got a point on a lift? Is that what it was?
It's calling the lift on that.
23-18, 5 points down. Remember, it's 25, so we need that roll from Danielle right now. Nice deep serve. Ooh, just a little miss again. Miss Griffin, who looks so good in this game, has had a couple lapses there, but boy, she looks good overall. Danielle back to serve, and no, can't quite make it over. Looked like we had a run coming on us, but now we're 1 point away from losing the set.
Go into a fifth set.
And back to serve is Alina Griffith to serve. Got a pretty good serve if I remember correctly.
Let up on it a little bit. A game point here, just make sure got that one in play. Good job by Ambrielle covering that.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. When they put it together, when they get that pass. And Deja Johnson is coming in for Miss Maldonado. Give a little more height in that front line. Molly back to serve. Serves a pretty safe serve.
Oh, yeah. Nice hang time there.
Miss Tara Perkins hangs is right. It's a nice play. Again, safe serve.
I called it. That was never over the net. That attack was never over the net. I didn't think it sort of looked like it was blocked, but I think it hit the tape. It didn't actually go over the net. So that was 4 hits.
Nice timeout by St. Pete's Spartans because obviously Southeast is coming on and looking pretty good. Well, game's going really well. We got a lot of competition here. This is the kind of game, we've done some television for many years now, and we've had some real stinker in the games. And this is one of those games where it's just enjoyable watching. It's enjoyable for the viewers, I'm sure, just to be seeing especially on defense, the expertise of both teams. They've been playing great defense. Nobody's been making stupid mistakes. They've been making some mistakes, but not over and over.
Right, and the teams are very evenly matched. It's fun to watch a match where it's competitive, not where one team is so much better than the other team. It's very evenly matched. Go out to Marlene. Oh, now that looked like a lift.
Nice dig by Molly. And
a nice thing. Nice defense. Ooh. There's a lot of ping-pongy kind of stuff going on here.
I was into the net, but that was a good try.
It was good. Good game. Nice competitive game.
It ended up being a great game. Unfortunately, that ties up the sets at 2 apiece. We're going to be going into our final set shortly. But for right now, I just want to thank you for watching SETV. We're going to be going to a PSA in just a few moments. So take it away. As I said, take it away on your PSA. I know that PSA is just so nice because all the students here are hopefully trying to follow their dreams. Well, we're back here in Buzz Narpa Gymnasium again with just one of the more wonderful games. You hate to say it, you want Southeast to win 3-0, but when you see a competition like this, you see both sides fighting so hard. It's going to mean an awful lot to you. Whoever wins this game is going to be very proud, and whoever loses is going to be pretty disappointed. But they're going to know they played a very good match.
Right, it can go either way. Very evenly matched teams. It's fun to watch that. Again, the big difference in it is the defense. Both teams keeping the ball off the floor until really basically somebody makes an offensive error is the way that's going on both sides of the court. So remember, this is a 15-point game, so this game's going to go quick. And whoever jumps out to an early start definitely has an advantage.
Well, both teams
Not a lot of time to react.
Both teams are coming out early. It's still a minute 20 left in the timer.
Yeah, I think they're ready to play.
They both want to play bad, so that's good. That's a good sign from both teams. While we were talking about, there was a lift call a couple of times, and maybe you could explain to our viewers just what a lift is.
Well, you have to contact the ball cleanly, and so anytime you're contacting it with an open palm, especially underneath the ball, it'll probably be called for a lift. Sometimes they'll call a lift on a set that's not real clean too. Oh. Broken play again. Scores. Yeah.
Oh, important first point, but goes Spartans' way. Back to serve for the Spartans again is Sienna Rogers with her interesting jump. Marlene's coming through. Okay. Got to get it over. So we get a free ball again. A little tight to the net.
Marlene's had several different kinds of sets there. Man, it's very competitive.
Wow, what a fight.
Those are good volleys to win. You know, especially in this last set, when you get those long volleys and you win one of those, it gives you a lot of confidence and momentum.
Buoys your spirit just a touch.
It definitely does. When you lose one of those, you're like, whew.
Yeah, same thing.
Man.
Huh? Marlene back to serve again.
Marlene back there
and
with
gets an
that
ace.
tough serve.
Now, to me, to go up in that final set puts so much pressure on the other team.
It really does, yeah.
Marlene serves again.
Another ace there. Marlene coming through. That's sort of unpredictable about where it's going to go. I'm not sure how much control she has as far as placement on that because she's really putting a lot of power behind it, but it's a little bit unpredictable for the team to receive it too.
Can't do much with it. Got a good bump, good set. Unfortunately, couldn't set a little farther back. No.
Oh, there.
No.
Yeah, nice play by Lakewood. Lakewood's middle there, number 4. Heads up, good heads up.
That's Nisha Nolter.
Nisha Nolter.
And she gets to go back and serve after that nice play. Safe serve in the middle. No. A little short.
I think this is going to be one of those seesaw games here.
I don't know if my heart can take any more of this.
Yeah, she's got some power behind that one. She was
that looked like
ready for that one.
And a nice kill. Spartans go up 4-3. Need to side out right here for Southeast. You know, that hasn't worked all night.
There we go.
And the net.
And that hit the antenna on its way over. So that is considered out of bounds when the ball hits the antenna. The ball's set outside. It's hard to, you have to really hit it at a sharp angle to keep it in play.
Back to serve, Tyra Perkins.
Just thinking how Tyra doesn't miss very many serves. She's a very consistent server. Oh, good hustle. Oh, it's still up! Wait, what was the play? Oh, she was under the net. Oh, that was good play. I was like, whoa.
I'm lowering my head on that one.
That was good hustle. That was a way to stick with the play.
Five, 4 Spartans.
Oh, nice play. No, that was a great play. Nope, that was good.
Back to serve is Belgian. Missed it.
Gianna coming in and making a difference. Number 13. She's been in and out today. Doing a good job. There she goes. A dig now.
Ooh. Nice block.
Yeah, another dig by Deanna.
No. Okay. 7-5. St. Pete. Time. Oh, we got a
Substitute.
Maldonado is coming in
Yeah, she comes in to.
for Miss Dyer. Deanna. And back to serve is Julie Tavares. No. No, too much. Critical point in this game. 8-5. Southeast has to stop the bleeding right now. That's not going to make it.
No. Freshman hangs in there.
Looks like she hit it a little hard.
Yeah, looked like it might have been going out, but still, she's going up and swinging. That's what you want. You don't want.
No.
At this point in the game, you have to give it your all. Oh yeah.
And she's there for that
She's there for that.
little dunk. Back again.
And a block. And a block. Now she's on fire. And the game's tied up.
Very smart timeout by the Spartans.
It is. Slow things down. Southeast is on a roll, and Danielle is on a roll.
You could see all the motivation, all the what do you call that thing there? You get. Go ahead.
Excitement?
No. That
Motivation?
momentum. You know, you see
Just
that shifting.
Yeah, just.
You can see, you can actually feel it and see
Yeah.
the momentum shift.
And and today it's just been going back and forth for 5 sets.
Pretty important point right here. Oh,
And that's why you call timeout.
Yep.
Slow that, change the
kinda-
rhythm of the game, change it.
It's exactly what you were talking about
Yeah.
before, so the viewers can see that.
It's amazing, as a coach, you don't understand why that works, but it works.
But it works. That's all you need to know.
I know. Such a huge thing. Oh, nice dig.
Nice dig by Alexia.
Great swing. Yeah.
Into the net.
Yeah.
Tied up again, 9-9.
Again, both teams, playing some good defense, and it's usually those miscommunications or those mishits and off-speed shots that are getting them.
Danielle back to serve.
Okay.
Serves a nice save. No, a little low.
She really wanted to hit that one. Sometimes you want to hit the ball so bad. You know, you're trying to do so good for your team, and it may be a time when you need to just keep that ball in play because it's not the perfect set.
That was too long. That was a long set
play,
too.
Yeah. Out of system and
get an ace out of it.
So we're 11-9.
11-9.
And Southeast calls a timeout.
Very smart timeout.
That's
also.
a good time to slow things down again. So then again, another momentum shift. Let's make it this evening fun to watch.
Lots of digs everywhere. Just tremendous amount of digs, and really difficult ones. So we're gonna, when we reset it, we come back, and Ilana Griffith is going to be serving. And we kind of work the other way.
Yeah,
did we show it again?
Yeah, I mean, there's a timeout. You know, you sort of, as a team, you sort of get in a rhythm, and when you get that rhythm going, and somebody stops that, let's get a momentum shift.
Molly back to serve. Nice save serve.
Nice save. Nice save. Number 4, smart play there by Nisha.
Nisha Knowlton.
Yeah, very smart.
Nisha's about 6'2", 6'3" there, I think.
You know, it's hard to tell because I think a lot of these girls, there's not a lot of tall girls on this court. She might only be about 6 foot. I don't know.
Yeah, she's doing an excellent job.
She is. Height is good in volleyball.
Well,
definitely an advantage at the net.
Height's good, but she also knows what she's doing when she's up there.
Yeah.
Marlene back to serve.
Marlene got us some aces the last time she was back there. Another tough serve, causing some confusion. Ooh, they can't afford for somebody to get hurt there. Yeah. Good to see her get up after that.
Yeah. Bad time to do that.
No, but she's going for it, you know.
I understand that.
Yeah,
I understand
she's going for it.
Yep. And you got to. You've got to keep doing that. Important point here.
Oh, it worked.
Waiting for that. She saw that all the way.
Yeah.
And a good time to do that.
It is
because
a good time. Surprisingly,
you got people back there, and nobody's in that little middle there.
Yeah, they've been picking those up pretty good tonight. So. He's a go-to hitter there.
Yeah, not much you can do with that. Okay. Nice.
Oh,
gosh.
Good volley.
Big point. Guess what's happening right here?
This is game point.
We're down to set, match, and everything. Everything's on one right here from Tyra Perkins serving.
Tyra hasn't, I don't think, missed a serve today. Ooh, okay, it's all on Southeast here. And there it is.
And it is.
There it is.
Wow.
Wow. That was a nice competitive match. That was a fun one to watch.
This was an exciting game to watch. Well, that's the end of the game with the final score 3-2. We're going to wrap it all up on the Kaiser University postgame show after a couple of public service announcements. You're watching Lady Knowles Volleyball on SETV Sports. You are watching it.
So we can watch the excitement in the gym as the the teams.
Yeah.
There we go. Sanders. Oh, we're back.
Okay, we're back here, and be for Volley for the Cure. That's on October 4th. I want to tell you the next football game will also be on the road at DeSoto on September 30th, but we will not be broadcasting. The next football broadcast will be October 7th from Cardinal Mooney. So on behalf of Marcy Barges and me, Don McGee, we want to thank you for tuning in tonight, and have a wonderful night.